Welcome to the Glacier Gorge. Playing on the top of the map as the red coalition player, it is Abdo. On the bottom as the orange Dominion player, it is MaxLenarc. This map actually features, once again, the new type of ore, which is Excite Crystal. If I recall correctly, I think it's worth like 4 times as much as the regular ore. I may be not correct about this, but it is crazy worth to pick it up. It seems MaxLenarc goes immediately for the wall, deploys his barracks. Is not building anything? Max, what are you doing? You're a tester. Why are you forgetting things? Oh no, what's happening? Max? Max? Oh no! In the meanwhile, Abdo manages to get his power plant and refinery online. He's starting to mine the rich ore up over here. He did also get his own derrick. It appears MaxLenarc has realized that he actually has access to other buildings than barracks. He's making his own refinery right now. How does the mod play in PvP so far? I think it's interesting. It has a couple of rules that I was not sure of at first, but they really add a lot to the gameplay itself, especially the enforced rule of the single MCVs. Factory is deployed, more miners are being created as we speak. Tier 2 access coming up online for Abdo, which is the airfield. In the middle, War Factory going on for... Something's wrong. Okay, the War Factory available for MaxLenarc. Is there a hidden power plant here? Am I not seeing something? He's deploying the coal plant right now. And a couple of oppressor tanks. Already early engagement happening right over here. I believe MaxLenarc may be able to get rid of all those infantry over here. Although his building is losing HP in a very quick rate, Abdo is reclaiming this part of map for himself. Another ore refinery is coming up online for MaxLenarc. In the meanwhile, fusion reactor is being made by Abdo. We do see a couple of Avengers being deployed, which is anti-air, anti-infantry unit for the coalition, which should work well, especially considering the fact that enemy has a lot of infantry units at his disposal. Although those oppressor tanks might make dealing with them a little bit more problematic. Refinery still in the production. There we go, it is now deployed. It seems MaxLenarc is trying to push his luck, trying to engage the enemy, get rid of the bunker. He may be able to catch the enemy off guard. Neutralizers are already deployed on the field. And I think MaxLenarc is going to be completely wiped out. Although his tanks may be able to survive the engagement, but all the emulators that he had are now gone. Interesting mining zone from MaxLenarc. He's mining the rich ore very distant from his base. He's currently going for the ComSat, his tier 2 building. The miner is going down. I think he realized that he had his rally point a little bit too close to the front line. Tier 3 access coming up online for the coalition player. The supercharge, which is the enhancement for the fusion reactors, is coming up online as well. We do have a full set of silver arrows already on the field. As for units, Abdo continues to make more miners. And we do have Blast Wave coming up once again to deal with enemy tank forces. Tier 2 is deployed for MaxLenarc. Power plant is being deployed as well. He is probably not all that familiar with this map, because usually every single person would crawl towards those rich areas over here. Although it appears MaxLenarc may have some numbers to push through the enemy at all. It seems we got some commandos already on the field. They are siege anti-infantry units, could potentially deal a lot of damage to all of those infantry troops that MaxLenarc has. Silver arrows are being completely wiped out by all of the marauders that MaxLenarc has deployed nearby. Brimstone is on the field as well. So at this point, I believe MaxLenarc may have everything he needs to actually push through completely through Abdo. He actually did manage to fix this concrete bunker and fill it up, at least partially. We got a tier 3 tank happening right now, and we got also the frontline field HQ, which allows coalition players to deploy structures a little bit closer to the front line. I think that's a really bad focus for the units. Those Brimstones should be focusing all of those infantry troops right here. They are switching the target right now, but it may be too late. The blast wave is getting rid of all of the vehicles that MaxLenarc had. That was very bad engagement for him. He is quick to reinforce, but he will be pushed away from here. That laser cannon will help out defend this section of the map, at least for now. We also get the new tier 3 tank, the Thunder Spear particle cannon, which if I recall correctly, it requires a little bit of charge before it can fire. Although it seems MaxLenarc is still winning when it comes to range. So Abdo will be forced to move behind that cannon. Oh, interesting. We got a little bit of mind control action. Those forces are being completely wiped out. The bombardment is happening. There we go, the bombardment is coming in, but MaxLenarc is smart about it. He manages to escape from the area before it is on the field. Heavy armor is being deployed as we speak for Abdo. He's floating 18k at this point. Railgun tower has been deployed. A very close... That was a very smart choice to deploy this power drop over here from MaxLenarc. The railgun towers are extremely powerful, but they cannot fire over a close range. And that's exactly where MaxLenarc deployed his forces. The silver arrows managed to get rid of some of the enemy forces. Abdo did rebuild his battle group. He will push MaxLenarc out of the field for now. Please, I need to remember the name of this unit. Thank you. Thank you. The Subjugator, yes. Subjugators, interesting choice. They did manage to get rid of a couple of the enemy coalition tier 3 units. Railgun tower is being deployed a little farther away now. And reinforcements are being also deployed to get in touch with this battle group to allow Abdo to take control over this part of the field. In the meanwhile, the tier 3 has been deployed for the MaxLenarc. Another training camp is being deployed as well. He wants to go for all those infantry troops. The mining outpost is deployed as well to harvest those rich fields. Silver arrows are moving forward. Let's see what they will try to snipe. They went for the nuclear reactor, a very interesting and I think good choice, because that actually puts MaxLenarc on low power. The armory has been deployed. Let's see what the experimental will be chosen. As of now, it appears nothing was selected. He's going for another field HQ. He may try to push further in. Tremors are being deployed by the Dominion players. We also have the Dominion array, which is currently offline. It seems MaxLenarc needs to deploy his nuclear reactor to actually be able to operate again. The civil arrows managed to get rid of that frontal mining outpost. Although it seems MaxLenarc is doing quite well on the money, 22k on this field alone. Well, he was mining from this field as well. Bombardment coming in, the railgun tower has been deployed. I don't think MaxLenarc could be able to get rid of all those enemy forces. Abdo is pushing in with the Thunderers and the rest of his vehicles. And it seems we also got the Tokamak, which is the Dominion, one of 3 Dominion heroes. We previously seen Uzas, now it's Tokamak turn to shine. But I think he may die. He just died. Railgun Tower is not going down. It's going to survive on about 300 HP. Although we do have a bomber deployed as subterranean bomb that just eliminated this Railgun installation, and another set of silver arrows manages to get rid of yet another nuclear reactor. It seems MaxLenarc is going to have a lot of problems rebuilding his forces. The shield array has been deployed. Abdo is continuously trying to push forward with all his troops. Another new unit, the Crumbler Suppressant Tank, has been deployed on the field, and the mobile shield array as well. The Paragon. Although what is happening over here, it seems that tank drop from MaxLenarc manages to actually deal a lot of damage. Airfield appears to be down, the power appears to be... No, they still do have a power. But those Dominion tanks are actually doing an amazing job at forcing Abdo to remain back in his home. They're not masterminds, Alstar. What they are? Overlord control unit. They are, well, they are basically masterminds, but they are not, if you understand what I mean. Those tremors did not deal enough damage to get rid of this railgun outpost. But they did eliminate the shield battery that was close by. And it seems we got a choice of the experimental tech from Abdo. We're going to see the Balmung tank in action. As for MaxLenarc, he is deploying his own tier 4 currently. Let's see what will be his choice in terms of the experimental tech. It appears, however, that Abdo has not upgraded any of his units or structures as of yet. But we do have an engagement happening right now. The Tremors managed to eliminate the railgun array, railgun station, but the Sonic tanks and the Thunderers are able to obliterate completely most of the MaxLenarc units. Only Tokamak remains on the field. And it is going to be 1v1 between heroes who will be forced to retreat to their respective bases. Oh my god, I'm losing my voice. Industrial plant is still in production for MaxLenarc, who deployed 2 nuke reactors currently. Something just turned the shield array offline, and I have no idea what. We also do seem to have an equalizer mobile defense system, which are very effective anti-air weapons, possibly to counter all of those tremors. Visionary siege tanks are also being deployed on the field. Their range should actually give MaxLenarc a little bit of advantage. We see another tank drop happening right here. Another airfield has been picked up. Was he able to actually deploy Balmung in time? Yep, he was. We have an experimental unit Balmung next to the blast wave. It is capable of firing a continuous wave that cools down enemies and deals a lot of damage. But I don't think he actually has enough range to combat this. Tremors have been deployed. He was trying to... MaxLenarc was trying to get rid of the heavy armory, which currently has the harvester speed upgrade online. And what's interesting, MaxLenarc deployed his own mining outpost right here. He is mining the Excite crystals for extra funds. Another oppressor was just happening over here, trying to get rid of this refinery. He was unable to do so, unfortunately. We also get the experimental tech from the Dominion, the Iron Blight Howitzer. A long-range launcher that can deal a lot of damage to all the ground units. It also has a subterranean mode as well. As for the unit choice, MaxLenarc continues to produce oppressors. More tremors are being deployed. I don't think they will be able to get rid of the... No, they actually are able to get rid of these heavy armory. Abdo is losing his tier 4 access. This outpost is going away. MaxLenarc is moving his forces in. I think he may be able to get rid completely of all of those structures and defenses. Balmok in action, he is firing slowly onto the enemy forces. A lot of debuffs happening right now from those sonic tanks. And it seems MaxLenarc army was completely decimated, although the Iron Blight is doing a lot of damage himself. Not many units from Abdo are still alive as well. Tokamak is still alive. He's trying to get rid of the blast wave. But I think Tokamak may die right here, right now. Unless MaxLenarc manages to escape. Visionary siege tanks are moving in closer. The deployment is coming in. There we go. This will deal a lot of damage and force Abdo to reposition. We do not see any tank drops happening as of yet, although we may see one right here. There we go. We got another tank drop. Let's see how this will go. At this point, MaxLenarc is pushing on two front lines, one inside the base. He's getting rid of all of those silver arrows. And on the front line here as well, he managed to clear out a little bit. Forces Abdo to get out of his area. More tremors are coming in, trying to possibly get rid of this refinery, I believe. There we go, eliminated. We see some tier 4 units on the field right now, catastrophe atomic tanks. I heard a little bit of complaints that they are not powerful enough, but I think they may be able to get rid completely of the Balmonk. It is on 400 HP left. Those atomic tanks have no problems dealing with anything, and they will deal a lot of damage when they explode as well. However, the helicopters will keep Balmonk alive. All that remains is this small outpost right here. Balmonk, couple of helicopters. MaxLenarc was able to get rid of all the jets from Abdo once again. Behind all this, he is continuously massing more and more forces. Another airbase is being deployed. It seems that Abdo's Silver Hour Strike was able to get rid of airfield that belonged to MaxLenarc. Oh my god, my throat. Visionary siege tanks firing onto the Balmonk. The Raygun Tower has been deployed, but it's going to be no match to the Iron Blight. Abdo is in a really terrible spot right now. Amazing damage done by Visionary siege tanks. He's currently pushing forward with them. A lot of infantry is coming in right here. We also do get some sonic tanks moving in as well. Crumbler suppressor tank, there we go, that's the main name of it. Abdo is being forced to push back his front line. All of the infantry units have just perished to the nuclear strike of the Visionary siege tanks. Another tank drop is coming in. This is going to be very lethal to Abdo. Blastwave is back on the field. Catastrophes are moving in. Unfortunately, explosions deal not much damage to anything, but they managed to kill Blastwave once again. At this point, MaxLenarc is just sending them like a glorified demolition trucks. He's being forced to push back. I don't think he's supposed to go back right here. Once that explodes, it may fry all of his infantry right here. Visionary siege tanks are able to keep the ground, however. He's moving in closer. The Raven Tower will be able to finish it off, however. Magnetizer deployed. Magnetizer is a support ability for the Dominion that causes the air units to slowly slows down enemy units and ultimately will cause the enemy air unit to fall down. The airstrike was set, but it will not hit much beside that one guy right here. Siege tanks are continuously moving forward. siege tanks are moving forward. They are not. Siege tanks are getting rid of everything that Abdo has right here. The second Dragon platform has been deployed. It may be able to actually shut down the Visionary siege tanks once and for all. Tremors are on the move. They may be able to get rid of this Dragon installation. There we go. It's now taken out. Abdo is once again forced back by another step. Another 2 Catastrophe tanks are moving in as well. Anything happening over here? Just a small group of the enforcers trying to get rid of the MaxLenarc's machine shop. In behind of all of this, MaxLenarc is still trying to get rid of all the enemy forces. The shield array gives him so much value for Abdo, because it just allows those units to not die. But I believe we may be coming to an end. Tremor strike coming in. That eliminates both railgun platform and shield array. Laser cannon has been deployed. It seems MaxLenarc may actually lose this engagement once again. Explosion of the first catastrophe takes out a lot of enemy forces. The Malmonk is taking a lot of hits, but those helicopters may keep him alive. We also got another tank drop at the back of the everything. It seems Abdo went for additional boost for the infantry, and the laser cannon will be able to get rid of this small paradrop strike. What's happening behind all of this? More visionaries are being produced. Are you actually silver arrows? I don't think you are. The meteor tactical bombers, there we go. I was completely misnaming those units, after all. At this point, I think MaxLenarc could potentially just go for the super weapon. Because this match may end up in Stalemate, if it continues like that. Although, he is continuously pushing forward. Iron Blight is very good at clearing out some of the enemy encampments. But he is trying to stick around. The explosion from this tank will be able to get rid of most of the enemy infantry, however another tank is about to die. MaxLenarc is pushing deep behind the enemy base. He gets rid of the laser installation. He's getting rid of another defense. The catastrophe tanks are now dying. Iron Blight is a special ability. Try to damage this Balmung, but I don't think it will be able to. I think Iron Blight may actually die here. MaxLenarc is trying to go for the Conyard, but Abdo is on top of everything. He was prepared for this. He did survive this engagement. But we already have a couple of Visionary siege tanks already on the front line. Blastwave may be able to clear this out together with the suppressors. Are they suppressors? Yeah, the crumbled suppressor tanks. But guess what? We have yet another tank attack from the back. Although this one is within the range of the laser cannon, there is a small group of enemy anti-tank infantry to clear this out. It may seem that... Oh, there we go, Magnetizer. Did manage to stop the enemy airstrike from blasting up this nuclear plant. We see more catastrophes on the field. Whose idea it was to strap a nuclear bomb on Apocalypsis? Ask me like I know. The answer probably is Starku. So far we're ending this game in Stalemate. It seems MaxLenarc is at this point in a little bit of a pickle in terms of power, because that strike on the nuclear power plant did manage to put him on a low power. He is making additional nuke reactor to compensate for that. Another bombardment is coming in. MaxLenarc is forced to reposition once again. Ironblight is also back on the field once again. It seems Abdo went for boost for the para drops. I can't recall what does it actually provide. I think additional units in the para drop groups. I may be wrong about this. I'm gonna have to read the info tab like very thoroughly. The floating disc is here. The Triglaf is deployed. I don't think Abdo has any anti-air response beside those beside those defenders right here. I'm not sure what this tank, what did this attack do, but it did force Abdo to create a couple of anti-air turrets over here. He does also appears to be moving over here, close to this section of the map. Maybe he will try to circle around and get inside the enemy base. More Avengers are being deployed as an anti-air countermeasure for those Triglafs. Meteors are coming in as well. They may be able to strike once again yet another nuclear reactor. They're backing off because Abdo didn't give them an order. We have an engagement coming in right here. I think MaxLenarc is actually losing a lot of forces. But then the catastrophe tanks are rolling in. A lot of those repair helicopters will keep this Malmung alive. The Malmung is elite. I'm sorry if I don't say much. I'm losing my voice at this point. Well, that is unfortunate. I believe Abdo may still hold in this game. He does have 30k in the bank. MaxLenarc only has 10k, but he is continuously spending money. I'm gonna need that bottle of water. Abdo is slowly trying to push in. Most of the tanks died to the catastrophe explosion. Meteors are still coming in trying to engage. But I don't think they can pick their target right now, especially with those Triglafs on the way. It would appear that Abdo once again lost his airfield command. Meteors are continuously circling around. Ironblight may be able to get rid of some of those enemy troops on his own. But MaxLenarc needs to understand, as long as those helicopters are alive, he won't be able to kill Balmung at all. Field HQ is eliminated. That removes Abdo's access to those further areas. Although Abdo was able to pick up the nuke reactor right here, but it's not enough to put MaxLenarc on low power, who is now building another nuke reactor as a response. Airstrip being created by Abdo. He possibly wants more of those meteor strike crafts. Another power drop is being deployed. I think he's gonna try to get rid of this machine shop. That also provides a little bit of boost to repair rate. More meteors coming in, and they will try to circle around. They do manage to eliminate the airfield full of enemy tremors, which is very good. Meanwhile, MaxLenarc is able to get rid of this tech machine shop. He'll try to circle around, maybe deal a little bit of damage. But I don't think he'll be able to do anything with all of those defenders on the way. Abdo is switching focus on units. He is going for the Skyblazer and another helicopter, the Stormblade, which is actually buffing all of those Stormblazes. Skyblazer, Stormblade. Gotcha, noted. The Stormblade is actually buffing all those Skyblazes in the area. So he is going for that little bit of synergy. The Triglafs are trying to come in. He won't be able to actually repel all of those forces. The Triglaf may be going down, although a little bit... Most of the helicopters that Abdo had did fall in combat. At this point I believe the Triglafs are the only anti-air that MaxLenarc has for now. So he has to protect them from all of those defenders and Avengers. Nothing in production over here, more catastrophe tanks at the factory. Tremors are being deployed in larger numbers on the airstrips. This game is taking 32 minutes, by the way. This is still going on? Yep. MaxLenarc is giving Abdo a run for his money. We got a move from MaxLenarc. He is pushing in with all of his catastrophe tanks under the iron skin, which is some sort of the iron curtain. He's able to push in. He may be able to actually wipe out most of the base. He is coming in for the attack. He did actually eliminate most of the enemy forces. He is coming in for the win. The catastrophes here will deal out of damage to both themselves and all the buildings around them as they die. Triglafs are coming in. They will be able to get rid of all those helicopters. And MaxLenarc is pushing in with rest of his forces, rest of his shock troopers on the side of the area. I believe Abdo may have met his match. Triglafs finally conquered most of the areas over here. Rest of army is continuously pressing forward. Triglafs are getting rid of all those helicopters, and I think this is the end of Abdo. After 33 minutes, he is falling down. His streak is over. I think it was like 4 games or something. More reinforcements are coming in. Meteor Strike coming in. Try to get rid of this Dominator airbase. He is able to do it despite the fact that he loses all of them. And Abdo surrenders the game. 33 long minutes. Holy hell. That was good. That was a good show. I like that. GG to Dope of the... Please give a little bit of GG to